2.0. The former Florida governor, after some campaign struggling in recent weeks, Bush now rebooting his campaign. And today, Governor Bush launching his new national tour that he's calling Jeb Can Fix It Tour.
After 7 years of incompetence, corruption, and gridlock in Washington, we need a president who can fix it. I can fix it.
Right now, former Florida governor and 2016 GOP presidential candidate Governor Jeb Bush live in Jacksonville to go on the record. Good evening, sir.
Hey, Greta. Hope you're doing well.
I'm doing well. So why the Jeb Can Fix It tour?
Because I think you need to have proven leadership to fix the big complex things. And we have candidates that are great at talking about things, great at disparaging others, but not many people on the stage that actually have the ability to fix the things that are broken. And I have a proven record, 32 years in business and 8 years as governor of focusing on fixing big complex things by applying conservative principles in the right way.
Is it fair to say, though, there's a reboot of your campaign today, or is that not fair?
You can, look, it doesn't really matter what it's called. This happened to be the time we were launching the book tour. I've had a rough couple of weeks. I got to get better at the performance side of this. But I know I have the skills of leadership to fix these big complex things, and I have a proven record to do it. And it's always been my intent to share that with the American people. People in Florida know that I have a proven record. People outside of Florida need to know it, and that's part of my campaign.
Which is sort of interesting because, you do have a record in Florida. You've been a governor, and, for the people who strongly support you, you've been unable to get that record across, at least to the extent that the polls matter. And I realize it's early on, but it's how do you get your record to be reflected in the polls?
Well, by advertising and by campaigning hard about cutting taxes each and every year totaling $19 billion, and sharing my views about how to reform our tax code in Washington, reducing the government workforce by 13,000, that's 11% reduction, and sharing how I would reform public unions and public employees in Washington, how we regulate, embracing our veterans, all of these policy areas. I have a proven record of doing it here in Florida. And so connecting the dots between my experience and what I believe our country can do is my purpose, and that's what the campaign will be about, and I'm going to stay focused on it.
I'm sure you know there's been a lot of controversy over the CNBC debate. Did you think it was fair?
Yeah. I think they lost control over it. The only unfair part was they said it was going to be a certain kind of debate, and it wasn't anything close to what they said. All I want is just to know what the rules are and that people will apply those rules correctly and faithfully and fairly. And I think they lost control.
In recent days, we've learned that another American of Iranian descent has been taken into custody in Tehran. If you're president of the United States, we got 4 other Americans, a pastor, a Marine, a journalist, and a former FBI agent. What would you do?
It's outrageous. I would re-engage with our European allies, particularly to reimpose sanctions as best we can, and I would confront Iranian ambitions in the region, and I would continue to support, as we always have had in the past, support the ambitions of people that want to be free. There's all sorts of tools at our disposal if we're serious about doing that, and that's what we ought to do. What we've done is legitimized a regime that continues to oppress its people and hold Americans hostage. It is outrageous that we're doing this. And the rest of the world sees this and says the United States is not a reliable partner.